conference for Uniting Detroit and STEMnovation. We're going to talk about some activities and programs that are geared to encourage, strengthen, and support our youth for some training in the music avenues. I'm just glad you're welcome. I've met Brother Russ, friend Brian, Brother Mark, Pastoria. Just excited to be joined and seeing the vision for the youth of the city. We're very excited about it. We're hopeful for the city that there are people that are like-minded to give a future for our youth. So we're just excited, and we're going to see how this day unfolds. We're ready to hopefully we'll get a good turnout. Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7 is supposed to be down to get a record of this event. We're just excited. We just want to take a view of it. See how beautiful it is down here. Downtown Detroit. So we're calling on you, Detroit. We're calling on you, Detroit. And so you're going to have to make the difference. You're going to have to send your children. I said, when you hear word of Unite, Unite Detroit, and you want your children to be active in the music and you want them to be active in the arts, I said, sign up, get that information, go on the internet, and look in STEMnovation. We're just excited, and as you see this press release, be excited about it, be looking forward to it, because it's going to happen. This is M.O.G.I Media, founder and artist.
Detroit, the light of Detroit. We can make a difference. You can do your part. Let's all work together. Now's the time to start. We can make a difference. You can do your part. Let's all work together. Now's the time to start.
So Detroit doing great things. M.O.G.I Media. Down about we're waiting for the press conference for the Unite Detroit. This is August the 26th. See, folks are gathered, principal players are there. We are here in the house.
2013 Best of Detroit Award.
Collaboration of 340 organizations, 180 artists and education back to the Motown. Now I'd like to introduce the leader of the Michigan Youth Appreciation Foundation, Ed Deeb.
Thank you, Russ. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this, the kickoff of the new organization we have formed to help inspire our kids to do better in school, to graduate, to go to college, graduate, become our future leaders. That's what this is all about. And we're going to be using the STEM program to get that all done. The STEM is actually stands for sciences, technology, engineering, and math. We're going back to the basics to inspire our kids to do the most good and to work with all of the various corporations, foundations, school systems, whatever we can to help make it happen. It's time that the Detroit area students and education improve so that we can become the first class that we used to be a generation ago. So I'm very happy to be here on behalf of the Michigan Youth Appreciation Foundation and the Metro Detroit Youth Day, which was started 32 years ago. We just had our event in July. We had 33,000 kids, and it was an outstanding program, and we gave out 101 college scholarships. So, you know where we're coming from. We need your help. We need everybody's help to make it happen. We thank you for being here, and I'm going to turn this back over to Russ. Russ?
Thanks, Ed. Ed is the great cheerleader of Detroit. He's been helping kids for his entire life, and we just count it a blessing that Ed is a part of this organization to bring music back to life in Detroit and Michigan. We also have Bernie Rice, retired CFO of IBM, but he's not retired. Not retired because he's still working, but he's working on behalf of kids across the nation, bringing STEMnovation, and you'll hear from him in just a minute. But right now, I'd like to introduce the Brian Pastoria. Is Mark coming up too? Yeah. Brian and Mark Pastoria, who are really at the backbone of bringing music back to life here in Detroit for our kids. Brian and Mark.
Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Ed, Deeb. We're so proud to be a part of the Michigan Youth Appreciation Foundation. What Ed has done over the years with the young kids in the city and in the state of Michigan is really incredible. And I've been watching and seeing it for many years. And now when Russ Russell, who has also been just a big supporter of the kids as well, asked my brother and I to be involved in this whole movement, we were very excited to be a part of that. And we really believe, Mark and I were in a couple of bands called Adrenaline and DC Drive here in Detroit for many years. And we got into production. And for the last 20 years, we've been doing a lot of production for artists. And my brother's won a couple of Grammy Awards working with Aretha Franklin. And we've been really blessed to meet some great people. And Russ, Ed, and Bernie Rice, who's been a very dear friend for many years. Bernie is the one who really kind of steered us in the direction of what was happening in education and how important it was to reach these kids in a different way. Bernie was fully committed to that. And when we started talking about how music plays an important role in education, he really lit up about that and said, Brian, you're absolutely right. And he started showing me some of the research that was going on. And I didn't even know about this. Mark and I had been talking about it, but we didn't really know how huge music was in teaching science, technology, engineering, and math. And when Bernie brought that up to us, we hooked up with the Living Arts in Southwest Detroit and the LRP program. And they came to us actually, ironically enough, to say, Brian, how can we use what you got in your studio in Harmony Park there and work with these kids teaching science and math? And so we started getting into it, and then for the last 6 years, they've been doing that program, and they end up at the studio, and they record songs about what they learned. And we just see the power of it. We see how engaged the kids are. This year we were at Uniting Sound over in Detroit, and it was 14 days of recording, and it was just incredible, the power. And they're taking music out of schools, and it's so wrong. They should be using music as a teaching tool. If they're going to take the music out, let's use it as a way to
Well, this was a pretty light. How's everybody doing today? Well, I want to thank the horn section for sure because they're going to teach me how to play horns after this during my break. But no, you know, musicians can never do enough. I think we were blessed with a gift, and I feel that I get so much from my music. And sometimes, you know, we're always working to get the next gig and to get our name in the press and fill out that show, you know, sell out your shows and stuff, that you kind of get lost in certain things. So when opportunities come to me in regard to giving back, I know music saved my life on so many different levels. During hard times, during happy times, music's always been a part of it. And I wasn't the greatest student. I had trouble focusing a lot. And I know that what I used to do is take a break from my studies, go play guitar, put on some inspirational music, and then go back to math and English. And eventually, you know, I could focus. Music is beautiful, and you do use certain parts of your mind. And I know it's scientifically proven. And thank God I'm doing something that actually is going to help me with math and science and all that as a kid. So I use that raising my daughter as well. I would put, you know, symphony music on, orchestra music on, while she was working, because she kind of had my like me, she's artistic. And she did much better in school than I did. 3.5, 4.0, and she went to college and graduated. So please, it's so important. You know, it's like many things with music. We're always kind of the first man out, whether it be in clubs. You know, musicians are having a hard time finding gigs because money's not there, so music is out. You know, schools, they pull the music program. It's wrong. It is, you know, it's the only thing in this world that provides unity. And so if we don't have music, where are we going to be at? So please support this, spread the word. These kids need it. We need it as human beings anyway, to give and to help. So thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you. Thanks, Bill. The one thing that, you know, through the Michigan Youth Appreciation Foundation, there are 340 organizations serving youth. 34,000 kids show up on Belle Isle every year. And we thought, what better place to start than with the organizations that Ed has collaborated with over so many years. And so it's going to be a great opportunity, not only for music to come alive in those organizations, but also to bring STEMnovation. And before I bring Bernie up, I want to tell you about one school, one university, Michigan State University, who is really walking the walk on this. And they have really taken the lead. And it's Michigan State University. And Jill Woodward is here to talk about what they're doing and the importance of music and STEM education. Jill?
Good afternoon, everyone. Are you cool out there? I don't know if you know about us, the MSU Community Music School Detroit, but we are 5 years old in 2014, and we are just up the street, less than a mile from here in Midtown. We're in the MSU Detroit Center, and we teach music for babies through seniors and everybody in between. And one of the things that makes us special is that through fundraising and through the kind of people who get behind the belief that music is important for people of all ages, abilities, and incomes, our lessons average $5 or $10 a week, but we also offer tuition assistance on top of that. We've grown about 300% in the last 5 years. We serve over 500 students on-site and 250 in off-site sessions. So to me, what that says is there's an incredible demand for music learning in our community, but we just need to really get together folks like this and put more energy and support behind, you know, raising the funds that makes it possible for the next generation of Detroit musicians to learn to play. We specialize in starting the kids out at the beginning and intermediate level, and hopefully we are provide some consistency between the schools that are out there that have terrific programs. Because as you know, nowadays you don't just go from elementary school music program to a middle school music program to a high school music program. Parents are really forced to try to cobble together music education from a lot of different resources. We fully support our flagship programs in Detroit, and we hope to help make their programs better. Those are the DPS in all of the schools. So we're here to support innovation in music education, because music education and science and technology go hand in hand. And as one example of that, I want to call out a couple of our students students that you're going to hear later in the program. Nathan Shepherdson, who's you're going to hear on the tuba behind me a little later. Nathan is 17 years old, and he wants to go, he's preparing to go to college to study physics. Okay. And we also have Kurtan Harrison III, and Kurtan is attending the Detroit Academy of Arts and Sciences, and he's in 8th grade. So let's give Kurtan a hand. These gentlemen, so it just goes to show there are a lot of successful people across all disciplines in life that have music in their backgrounds, and there's a reason for that. And it's because through music we have a unique ability to nurture youth and all kinds of life skills. We talk about that all the time at the music school. They learn things from abstract thinking to problem solving to teamwork to, you name it, leadership, presentational skills. And very important in our world of mass technology, they learn to listen. They learn to listen to each other. But the arts and sciences must go hand in hand together. So we are delighted to be here to support United Detroit. And I thank all of these gentlemen for showing their individual leadership and using their personal time to try to call attention to the need for more music education, not less, in Detroit. So thank you.
Thank you, Jill. What a great program. Thanks for Michigan State University and all the other universities that are really taking charge of this critical issue in our area. Now I'd like to introduce Bernie Rice, who's come in from Atlanta today, who's really the brains and mind behind the STEMnovation. And we're just proud that we're actually collaborating with STEMnovation, and we're trying to get Bernie to turn it into STEAM with the arts in the middle. STEMnovation, for our kids that are desperately need not only the music to draw them in, but then once we draw them in, how can we educate them? And Bernie's the guy. So Bernie, come on forward.
Thanks for having me. Just to start out, I can spell Detroit. I know where Palmer Park is. I know East Detroit. I know where the Southfield line is. And it's great to be here in Mauritius Park. So many of the articles and discussions that happen between corporations, school boards, PTAs, the Boys and Girls Club, focus on defining the problem. And that has gotten to the point that there is an incredible exhausted energy slicing and dicing where we are at the movies in global competitiveness. And that's what we're not going to focus on. We're going to focus on leveraging technology, software, and communication innovation to help build the biggest pipeline of future scientists ever from the city of Detroit. That's what we're about. We're building that first Starbucks, and we're going to have several more like it. The technology world that I came from, primarily from IBM, and I was inspired by a great Detroit leader, Jerome York, who reinvented Chrysler so many years ago, restructured IBM, and then was at the right side of Steve Jobs as he reinvented that company. A great, great innovator. And what we talked about that really was the preset of why I get up in the morning was the fact that we've moved from the mainframe to the PC to the internet, and we've seen wealthy families and businesses leverage technology to help them with competitive advantage, to help them get the human capital potential out of every child. We've seen the inner city go the exact opposite way. The culture of not having businesses connected, not having after-school programs connected, not having parents and teachers connected, and having technology, software, and communication solutions not be affordable within the shrinking budgets of public schools. Well, with the world moving to wireless, with the world moving to mobile, with the world moving to projects that prepare them for 21st century jobs. Our major strategy is to connect mentoring and internships with the public school system, to use STEMnovation to feature solutions that really drive the resume needed for jobs. And that's what we're looking to do, and expose the fact that the technology, the most powerful leg of the technology world, the wireless mobile-first world we now live in, allows kids that can beat Tiger Woods at EA Sports games to be able to demonstrate to a Detroit Edison executive why wind technology projects should be deployed in their city. So very, very exciting. I ask you all to join us and continue to inquire about our progress as we link the community, the parents, the teachers, the school districts with the jobs in Detroit, and have Detroit be the model for adopting innovative technology solutions that enable kids to do projects, not to pass tests, but to do projects that are valued by the business community. Thank you.
Bernie, thank you. And also we want to have a shout out to Cory Jones, who's not here today, but really the creator behind STEMnovation. So we want to give Cory a big shout out as well. Now we just want to bring a little music from the Michigan State University Detroit Community School program, the Low Brass Trio. So you guys can come up.
Sunflower girl, and it is sunflower season.